This conference will now be recorded.
Monday we start now. So yesterday we discussed about the variables and the data structure. So today we'll discuss the routing elements. So initially we have finished all the routing elements, right? Splitter, gather, we have completed, no? Correct, no? We have, we have covered the splitter and gather sessions, right? Yeah. Hello, Murali, Rajesh. Did we cover the splitter and gather topic?
Yes, yes, Kumar.
Yeah, yeah, completed. Okay, so message mapping is not yet done, right?
Yes, not done.
So let's discuss the message mapping. So if you look at here, cover this and no, is talking and find the connection. this is the one. Yeah. So there are two things are pending here. One is the message mapping, message operation of the service. So this will discuss. And next is the security topic. Here we can do the encryption decryption. Okay. Once you have completed this, then we'll go for the final business scenarios. So now let's discuss the message mapping part. This one, under the message mapping. Okay. So once you when you discuss the message mapping, you should understand the first the context. Message mapping. Okay. Let me open. Okay. So mainly the message mapping will be used, when we have the source system field and target system field, we have to be mapped, right? Then we will use these mapping fields. So if you look at here on the sender side, we are using the cloud SAP cloud system, which is a success factors. On the receiver side, we want to use the on-premise system, okay, non-SAP system, which is a PeopleSoft. So, and the target structure, there are different fields. On the source structure, there are different fields. Now we wanted to map these fields at a field level, right? So for that, generally the process is the BRT document will be prepared by the customer. Okay, then we will add the IRD like a technical interface details and the technical settings or technical APIs, whatever those technical terms that we will update that in the IRD, and in which you will mention about these are the data mapping sheet that has to be mapped from sender to the receiver systems. Okay, so in this case, if you look at the data mapping thing, so I will show you how the data mapping will be there. So, so the source and target. Sorry, just give me 1 minute. Somebody has joined on the name of SAP PI training. May I know your name?
Hey, this is Praveen.
Hello, Praveen.
Hey, I joined today. I'm not sure. So I just want to check if I can catch up or not. So I just joined.
So I know not your name is caller 03, but this is some other one SAP PI training. Is it you?
I think it's me, yeah.
It's showing two names. Okay. So back to the our iFlow. Let's open the message mapping.
Okay.
Yeah, let's getting into the topic. So the objective of the message mapping is used to define the fields, define the source and the target structure. Okay, if the defined structure is coming through XSD, then the target structure doesn't have, then we need to create the XSD for that. Make sure that both XSD files are available. Okay, so once it is available, then you will upload into the source and target structure. Then we will start using this mapping from source to the target. Okay, so for that we have a, I mean in the real time there will be a document like this data mapping sheet. Okay, so in which you can see the list of fields what has to be updated to the target. Okay, so this is the one has to be provided by the client. So So this is part of requirement. So in the data mapping sheet, it contains the list of fields. So there you will see the from source to the target. So um, uh, now let's say the requirement we will consider is this one. Okay. So the requirement is, just assume that the requirement is employee data needs to transfer from SAP SuccessFactors to PeopleSoft system via SFTP. Okay. So whether you send via SFTP or directly to update into the system, you need to define the structure, right? So in both cases, you need to define the target structure as well. Okay. So for that, you need a structure, means you need a XSD where you need to upload in the file, right? And at the same time, on the source side also we need the source structure and the respective XSD. But when you're connecting to the success factor system, in the XSD file is generating automatically. Okay, so the same thing, it is not possible to connect directly to the non-SAP system. Therefore, you are creating the XSD manually. So now the data mapping sheet looks like this. So yeah, if you see here on the left side, there is success factors field ID and the field name, whether it is exist in SF or not, right? And same thing if you see on the right side on the column H, it refers to the non-SF PeopleSoft system field ID and the field ID and the field name, right? And in between you can see the mapping rules. What does it mean? The mapping rules. Mapping rules is basically each field will have some restrictions, limitations, or conversion or transformer rules, right? Whatever it is. So those you have to be take it as a mapping rule and make sure that whatever the target system that is looking for, you have to send in that way. For example, if you see here, the default 001, right? So that means in the target system, the value should be 001. So in the mapping, you need to take this requirement to make this field as a default value as 001. Okay. And one more thing here, if you see the date format from success factors, how it comes, the date format will come from like a YY, MMDD, and followed with the time, right? But in the target system, they want the DDMMYY. So you need to convert that format. And like that, each field will have some restrictions. Then you need to be used in the mapping rules and you need to generate accordingly. For example, if you see here, there are some pick lists are there, and these pick list are, you know, these pick list id are made different in success factors, but on the target system they need the pick list here. So you need to be prepared the value mapping uh, and that has to be using updating in the mapping role. Okay, so depends on the requirement, you have to be calculate everything in the mapping role and update like that. And if you see here, some of the things are having also some values. Let's say for example, yeah, if you see here, there is if you see the last row, if the, what it has been specified here for the national ID. So on the success factor side, there is a field called national ID, and here on the target side, the field is showing a national ID. So here, what is the mapping rule here? The mapping rule is, uh, if there is no value, then send the default value as NA. So that means if the national ID doesn't have any value that is not coming from success factor, then send a default value. So that means it is like a if else condition. If there is a value, send that value. Else, send value as NA. Okay, so like that, there each field will have any condition or any requirement to set those within that context. You have to be create those rules. You can consider as a mapping rules, and you can create in the message mapping. Okay, any questions on this sheet? This is the mapping data mapping fields. Okay, so this is one of the key thing that we have to use in the message mapping. Without that, we don't know what kind of fields they wanted, right? So this is the important thing that we have to be. Yeah.
Hello.
Yes.
Yeah, I need small clarification.
Yeah.
Kumar, yeah, if the field is not available in SF side, so that time we have to create that any customization field.
No, if there is no field from of success factors,
Okay,
you should tell them that customer that this field is not available. For example, if you see row number 3, there is no field is available
okay,
in success factors. Okay, but they
okay,
need the data for this field.
okay,
Then you should inform the customer client that this field doesn't exist in the source system. So what we
okay,
need to do? Then they will take it, okay, make it a default value,
okay,
or you can identify some other relevant field. No, those discussions will happen, but the decision
okay,
has to be taken by the client side, not from ours.
okay, 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 okay. Thank you.
If you look at here, effective status and effective status, the relevant field in success factors is not available. Okay, but then when you discuss with the client, he may tell
Okay,
you that generate the current system date.
okay,
So
okay,
whenever you sending the so generate current system date, that you can do it through mapping.
okay,
So like that, wherever the fields are not exist,
okay,
need to find a alternative options.
okay. Thank you.
Excuse me, Kumar. So in message mapping, generally, like, what are the main challenges that we may get during, taking the requirement or?
Main challenge is taking requirement only. While taking the requirement, we should ask more questions because customers generally will give this. Initially they say that okay, these are the fields we want. Let's say here how many fields are there? 90 fields, right? So there are around 90 fields are there, but these 90 fields you will not get in the on the first meeting. So initially they'll give you 10. They think that that is enough, but you should keep on ask more questions. If This is why the 10 fields. Is it sufficient? If it is sufficient, what is the process to update in your system? And what have you done any POC to update in the system? No, when you ask these kind of a questions, then they will realize, okay, so we need this kind of details and all. For example, if there is for example, in success factors, there are some fields are effective dated fields, some are non-effective. Okay, so if with the fields which are effective dated, then what is the effective date? Where is the creation of the date? If the field doesn't exist in the target system, then it should tell that. So so you need to tell them the dependencies, mandatories, optionals, everything. You have to say that in that context. Okay.
Okay. And most of the time, are we going to send .csv files only or any other formats, Kumar?
It depends. .csv or .txt, anything is comes under a flat file. So if they want whether you send a .txt or .csv, it is considered as a flat file, right? So most of the cases either .txt or .csv. And after the next tab, if you look at here, the value mapping is there. What does it? Anyone has any idea about value mapping? What is really we do in CPI? In the value mapping is basically a what do you call in success fact in SAP system, when you click on F4, you can see the list of values of the field, right? Same way in success factors also you can see that we call it as a pick list. So let's say imagine one of the field here, look at this field. What is the field name? Personal information, highest education level. Okay, in highest education level, how many fields are there? There are 20 values are there. Okay, in the end. So these 20 values, the exact code may not be accepted in the target. They need some other values that for the same meaning, right? So you need to be map these values also. So whatever the pick list values are there, those values also you need to be mapped with the according to the target structure. This kind of mapping we call it as a value mapping. Value mapping is basically for the pick list values. Okay, pick list values is nothing but the list of values that is maintained for that employee. Sorry, for that field, right? So this kind of mapping also we have to done that. This is about the value mapping. Now let's look at in the system. So in the system, if you see here, okay, when you So we connected to the success factor system by using request reply, and we have extracted the data for employee data. So which API is used? Just click on this. So the message mapping. Yeah. So you can get the EMP job from the request reply, and we have used the content enricher to get the per font details, right? So on the target side, we have prepared the job information structure XSD, and that we have uploaded in the target side. Okay. So just remove this. One we can remove also. And I'm just removing, and we will add it again in the mapping. Okay. So now once you open the message mapping, the screen will be like this. Now we need to add the add source message. So just click on this, and you can see the source message. What are the source message? We have it here. So EMP job entity one, right? And on the target side, you have job info. Okay. So let's add these two fields. So now if you look at here, these are the list of fields on the source side that is available, and on the target side you can see the list of fields. Okay. So on the target side, there is no direct XSD that we will not get from the system, right? So we have to create manually. So earlier we have seen how to create the XSD by ourselves. Anyone can explain how to create the XSD file by ourselves? How to create XSD?
In Eclipse.
Okay. In Eclipse, so where we go? In Eclipse, we'll go to the file and new. Then you click on the XML schema file. Under the schema file, there is a just click on the next. Then the XSD XML file will be created. So there you need to, there are two options. One is through graphical way, and another one is the code. So in the graphical way, first we need to create the node list, then node, then you can create all the elements whichever you want to create it, right? So the same XSD, so you have to be prepared according to this target structure. On the in the column H, if you see there are list of fields are there, right? All these fields you can put it in the elements. Once you create in the elements, then all these fields are available. So those fields are available like this. Once the XSD file is ready, you can upload into this. Now you can map it. For mapping, you just drag and drop. On the left side to the right, you just drag that. For example, if you see here, user ID to employee ID. So this mapping you have to do based on the sheet what they have provided here. Okay, it is not something that we will map it on our own. No, based on the requirement, you need to be mapped. So the first name to first name. Mm, this is just so yes, start date. Start date is just ID, something in the format. Start date to effective date. Yeah. Sequence number effective sequence. Hello? Yeah? You have any questions?
Question for you. Can you show us how to add the pick list?
Yeah, after this we will go ahead to do the value mapping.
Okay. So there's a date field, right? Can you show us how to do the date transformation?
Yeah, one by one. So first we'll map everything, then we will go ahead to create the mapping rules, then we can create the value mapping also.
Sure, go ahead.
Yeah. So generally this message mapping, it will take 3 days. So we'll go one by one. Okay. You just put a mute, no? Yes,
So there is a symbol on the job information on the right hand side. So what does it mean? Like there are some mandatory fields still need to be mapped, or what exactly is that?
Yeah. Um, yeah, sure. I will tell you. Um, yeah. I don't understand. Somebody from this. So the thing is, yeah, you plus you just put on mute. I will explain that
Sure.
one. Okay. So on the below, so once we have the structure, then if you look at in the below, the bottom, we have the mapping rules. So we need some place to create all these mapping rules. So by using these standard expressions and custom expressions, this will help us to while creating the mapping rules. Okay, so this is the place where we use for these mapping rules. So once we start with the mapping rules, you can understand about the standard functions as well as the custom functions as well. Okay. So at this moment, let's focus on to field map one by one. So here employee record, you can say that there is a sequence number that is maintaining. So just create assign constant. So just say that position number. Uh, Or you can say position number. Here is the position. Next, action reason is nothing but event and event reason, right? And next is okay. So just like that, you mapped it. Okay. So now next step is just start from that. Whatever the mapping rules are there, you have to start executing that. For example, here employee underscore RCD. Let's say you wanted to make it a default value, right? So the default value is 001. So you can put it 001. So this is how you can do that and go for the next field. In the next field, you just say effective date. In the effective date, as I told you, this date will come from the different format, but the customer is wanted in the different format, DDMMYY. So for that we can use these standard functions. Okay, so in the standard functions, if you look at in the standard functions, there are different options are available, like arithmetic, boolean, constant, conversion, date. While doing transformations, whatever the functions that are available, that we can go for the standard. If the standard function is not available, then you go for the custom. Okay, so in that custom means what? By using the Groovy script to create that. So if you see here, there is a to create this function. Once you create and assign the custom here, for example, if you see here, there are two custom scripts are there. So like that, you need to create a new script. If you create the script name, that will be added here. Okay, and this is about custom. So this field, wanted to transfer it to the new date format, right? So let's look at first standard date transformation. So there is a function called date trans. This will use to convert the date format. So now we just convert to the input value, and the output is in the so as the input date format. What is the date format that comes? Y like this it will come. Now you need to change it to language. Okay, so once you update it like this, the data will become in this format. Mm, yeah, as an example, I'm saying, so we can do a lot of things here. So these are the more mapping rules are there. Okay, so there is an exercise for you. Okay, tomorrow we can go into the second level of testing. Okay, so here in the mapping, we don't need to go to completion of the high flow and do the testing. There is an option called simulate. By using the simulate option, um, we can test it here in this cell, how it is going and all. We can see the display queue, and from the different values, how it is moving. Everything will go in. We can test it here. So for that, I want you to prepare the structure. There are 90 fields are there here, right? So all these 90 fields will be prepared. Okay, and this file is available in the drive. So you can download and you can see the list of fields. All the fields are available. Like how I prepared, same way, please prepare the source and target structure. So tomorrow we will take one of your iFlow. There we will modify and update the further mapping rules. Okay. So these are the mapping rules we have it, right? Each and everything. So some of the mapping rules, if the standard functions are suitable, we will use that. If the standard function is not suitable, then we'll go for to create the custom function, which is through Groovy script. So that also we'll do that. Once we done that mapping rules, or after the mapping rule, I mean each item, once we finish the mapping rule, we can do the test part also, simulate. Once you do the simulate, then on that moment you can see the output, the end result, how it is going from sender to the target. Okay, then we can add the value mapping also. So I want you to at least people who know that clearly, so please create a one iFlow from the source to the target. Okay, and we just drag the line. Mapping rules we can discuss, all these mapping rules we'll discuss tomorrow. Okay, so that I wanted to prepare the structure. And if anyone has not created, there will be no class tomorrow. I want you to be creative very clearly, because message mapping is, believe me, very very important. 50% our job, main thing is link with the message mapping. And for that you need is this Excel sheet, right? So this Excel sheet is available on this link where you can see the documents. So there the sheet is available. You just go through that. And while preparing XSD, I already told you, so go for that, what way I told you, use the XSD and prepare that if anyone has not prepared at this point. Okay, and yeah, that's it. Any other points in order to, anything is stopping points for you to prepare this file?
Kumar, so this should we do it for this whole structure or any I mean the
XSD?
XSDs for both the target and the source files?
For the source, anyway, you will get it now. Once you connected to success factors and selected the fields,
Okay.
automatically the XSD file you can get it generated. Only thing is that we will take care about the target structure only.
Okay.
Okay. I mean, let's at least prepare for the target structure. Okay. For the source structure, anyway, we just connect the system and we can extract. That doesn't problem. That is not a big deal. But target structure, you can do that. So once we do all the mapping rules, then you can see all interesting things. Each field, what is the scope and how to do the Groovy script for the each field. Everything you can see that. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, there could be a different name. I mean, like in here it says job information, but we could use some other name too.
Yeah, exactly. You can do any name. That is not a problem. You can use any name.
Okay. Okay.
Hello.
Hello, Sachin. This is Praveen. I joined today only. I just want to talk to you once after the class, just to go over
Which
what is the status on this. Yeah.
you joined today?
Yeah, I joined today, so I just want to check
Oh,
where
this
we
is the
stand.
is the first class for you.
Yeah, it's a first class for me. For
Who
me.
has asked you to join this class?
Naveen, I asked him to, I just want to check if I can catch up on this.
Yeah. No, why? Because this is almost more than 50. Half of the class is already over, and I'm surprising who has informed you to join this. Who is Naveen?
Yes, Naveen.
The brainless fellow. I will talk to them. I think this class is first. There is a class which is going on in 9:30 evening. That is the yesterday only joined, so that is a better for you. Because this is already the course is on the way to completion, so this is not good for you.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, fine. Yeah.
Yeah. Uh,
So do we need to contact Naveen for course content and other information?
Please contact the Ganesh. I will tell them that. Who is Naveen? Even I don't know who is Naveen. I will tell that Ganesh is there. They have to be guided properly. So this way, so I will anyway. I will take this point and I will tell them. In the evening, 9:30 p.m. There is a class. So better to join in the evening than that just yesterday only just started. So that is better that. Okay, and. Another thing is, yeah, there is a weekend, but that is also too long. Okay, there is at this moment only one batch is there. Okay.
The problem is I'm in US, so the 9:30 your time is working hours for me.
Yeah, if that is the constraint, then mm, evening 7 a.m. is that fine? 7 a.m. weekend.
Weekend anytime fine.
Okay, then there is another one 7 a.m. At least that is a little bit better. So okay. You just I will tell your good name, Praveen.
Praveen Kumar. Yes.
Praveen Kumar. Okay, I will inform Madhu to call you and inform that. Okay, he will get in touch with you.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah.
Sure.
Okay, so you just practice this one, and we'll continue from tomorrow. Okay. 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 Thanks all. Thanks for your time. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Okay.
Very good time. Bye.